The work of the Trinity. Today's meditation delves into the period and methods of the Trinity's work. Just as every event in the world has a beginning and an end, our existence also started at a certain point and will undoubtedly come to an end. The Bible refers to this as the beginning and the end, or from the beginning to the end. While the Bible records that God has been working and providentially caring for the world from its inception to its conclusion, detailed discussions on the period or methods of God's triune operation are scarce. The common understanding is that the Old Testament era is the age of God the Father, followed by a 400-year dark period, and after Jesus' 33 years of ministry, it is considered the age of the Holy Spirit's work until the Lord's return. However, more accurately, from the beginning to the end, the triune God works and governs together. Throughout this period, the Trinity governs with different roles and tasks as the principal and assistant, fulfilling God's plan of salvation. In essence, in the Old Testament era, God the Father was the principal ruler, with Jesus Christ and the Holy Spirit working as assistants. During Jesus' 33 years of ministry on earth, Jesus was the principal, with God the Father and the Holy Spirit acting as supporters. After Jesus' resurrection and ascension, the Holy Spirit became the principal presence among people, with God the Father and Jesus as supporters. Thus, as the Trinity, God governs and providentially cares for the world from the beginning to the end, sometimes as the principal, and sometimes as an assistant. The governance and providence of God as the Trinity encompass both direct and indirect methods. Regardless of faith, all humanity is subject to God's rule and providence indirectly. The first of these is the law of nature, established since Noah's flood, leading to the formation of seasons, the principle of survival of the fittest, and various other natural laws that dictate life, death, and fortune. The second is the law of life, a principle set by God that allows individuals to experience blessings or curses based on their actions, regardless of their faith. Therefore, the prosperity of a non-believer and the adversity of a believer can result from their actions in accordance with life's laws, unrelated to their faith. The third principle is the spiritual law, which pertains to the law of faith. Even non-believers, unfamiliar with Jesus Christ, are judged based on their conscience, allowing for salvation to be distinguished among them. In the past, the law served as the standard for the Israelites, while conscience serves as the standard for those who do not know God. Essentially, every person born will inevitably face death, but the question is whether they can achieve salvation after death. This criterion is related to the spiritual law. Until Jesus came, the law was the standard for the Israelites, and conscience was the standard for others. After Jesus' arrival, in regions where the gospel has been proclaimed, the standard is no longer conscience, but whether one has heard the gospel, repented, and accepted Jesus, which determines their salvation. Thus, except for a few individuals like Adam, Noah, Abraham, and the Israelite people, who were directly governed by God, everyone else has been indirectly governed and managed by God. Despite how it may seem to many that God is not actively working or governing, it's crucial to remember we are still under the rule of God's laws. I hope you find true peace within the laws established by God through complete understanding and faith.
구독, 좋아요, 알림 설정 해주세요. Subscribe, like, set notifications.